Do you have a story to share with the world? Of course you do. We all have stories to share. An Anchor podcast allows you to share your interests in a way that connects to others all across the globe. If you have been considering starting your own podcast and don't know where to begin, Anchor makes it easy to record, edit, and publish with the click of a button. You can even add music. Whether it's crime dramas, self-improvement, paranormal adventures, or tips about parenting, you too can share your unique imprint on the world. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. You've got this. I believe in you. Welcome to the Existential Empath Podcast. My name is Tanya, and I am an intuitive empath. My intention is to share valuable tools and techniques that I have learned so you can tap into your own inner healer naturally and intuitively. Welcome back, everyone. I have Charlene Byars here with me today. Charlene is a leading empowerment and relationship expert and love coach with more than 20 years of experience helping women heal their hearts and attract devoted, soul-aligned, masculine men ready to commit. How exciting is that? Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Charlene.
Oh my goodness, I'm actually so excited. You seriously have the best energy. So I'm really excited for this conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So today you and I are going to dive into how to attract a soul-aligned partner. And so, Charlene, in your experience, what is the number one reason why people are not having the relationship that they want in their life? What is it that you see?
I know, right? There's so many moving parts right now, right? To like the energy shift, relationships, and I'm just like, okay, what is going on? Like, what is really going on, right? So just to kind of like just give you the basic, like just give you the basic, because there's layers here. But I would say one of the main reasons I'm noticing, and I'm really realizing this, one of the main reasons like people are not really having these amazing relationships, these relationships that we long for, these relationships that we truly desire. So what is that? What in general that we really desire? You know, people want to be connected, and people want to not only be connected just in a connection way, but especially in the romantic way.
Yes.
And have true alignment, and not just, compatibility or friendship, but romance, passion.
Oh, yes.
And all of it, right?
All of it, all the above.
All the above, because if we're going to be talking about, because what I specifically talk about romantic relationships, because there's all different types of relationships. So relationships are amazing, right? Mm-hmm. But if we're going to narrow it down, I'm talking about romantic relationships and what is going on. So the question that you asked me was, Charlene, why are people like not having those type of relationships, right? Like, what is that specifically what you said?
Exactly. Yeah. Why are we either disconnected from those romantic relationships or not attracting them into our lives the way that we desire?
And this is what I have found to be true. So often for a relationship to really have alignment and really have room to grow and room for all the stuff, it really comes down to this. It comes down to who you're choosing from the beginning, period. Because what's happening is people are going so fast. Everything's so fast. So we're talking fast this, fast that, and especially fast when it comes to romantic relationships, okay? And if we go so fast and we don't take our time and we don't
We're like, next,
right? Yeah. And we don't take our time and we just get into these relationships, okay? These romantic relationships. And we notice in time, like things are just not aligned. And you're like, wow, gosh, I felt like in the beginning it was good. And then as a little time goes by, you're realizing like there's the conflict, there's the all the stuff. When you strip it down, it's going to come down to who you actually picked from the beginning to be your life partner.
Uh-huh.
because I've learned that 95, this is statistics now, 95% success of a romantic relationship, 95, comes down to who you pick from the beginning.
So how do you pick the right person from
I
the beginning
know.
is the next question.
I know,
Well,
right?
how do you know
So
it's the right
how
person?
do you know? Okay, that's a great question. So how do you know and how do you pick? So now again, let me narrow this down even more. Okay. Because if we're talking about like, and I'm going to just talk to you in generalization, and I'm going to talk to you specifically being a woman wanting to pick, or have a partner for alignment. Okay. Because men and women, they do it differently.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll tell you why they do it differently.
Mhm.
Because the truth is,
They're different.
men, no, but this is the deal. This is really the deal. Men and women are actually different species. That's real. And what do you mean by that? Okay, I'll tell you what I mean by that. A way that a man approaches life and who he is and how he thinks and what it is completely different. And this is the beauty of it. That's why it's so amazing. And the way that a woman approaches life and how she thinks and what she wants is completely different than the guy. Okay, cool. So I'm going to talk to, I actually work, with male and female, but I'm specifically, let's just break this down to a female. Okay.
Okay.
How do we as women choose correctly, attract what we want, and really find alignment? Is that good right there? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's levels here. So what is the first one? The first one is what I always say to a woman. I'm like, okay, let's break this down. Okay. What is it when you're thinking about a romantic relationship? Okay, you're thinking about a romantic relationship. You're thinking about, because remember, we're talking about romantic. We're not talking friendship. We're talking romantic. There's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference. Because if we're talking about a romantic relationship, what's going to happen is you're going to have the friendship, you're going to have the compatibility, and then you're going to have the romance. But a lot of times, a lot of people have the friendship and the compatibility, but they're missing the romance,
Mm-hmm.
the polarity. And not just that, how do you keep that going and growing? Okay, so here we go. We break this down, we lower it back. So you have to ask yourself as a person, as a human being, as a woman, you have to be like, okay, when I'm thinking about, if I'm a single woman, right? I'm a single woman. And I could either been, like I would tell you this too. Me, myself. I am, it's not my second time around. So I already have been a woman that, didn't pick correctly from the beginning. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already a woman that did not pick correctly from the beginning because I had no idea. And that's usually the majority of us, right?
Of course.
Of course, and that's fine. So I didn't know. So I didn't pick correctly the first time. And then I was in a marriage for like 23 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in a marriage for 23 years. I had 4 children. I had the whole thing. I ended up having to leave the marriage because I didn't pick correctly. So, and you can't change a person. It doesn't matter what you do. You can't change a person because I was married to somebody that I was like, honestly, crazy in love with. I was just, I really was attracted and really loved overall my ex-husband. But we just couldn't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
We just couldn't get it right. It was just constant.
Which is common amongst many relationships and marriages.
Yes. And what I teach now, this is called bullshit.
Yeah.
It is. It's bullshit. It is. I mean, I don't even want to get into
it. And I think a lot of us see the potential of them in the relationship versus seeing how they are in the now moment, which is right there in front of our face.
Oh, okay. I like that you said that. Thank you for saying that. Okay, this is another thing that is very, very, very important to understand. When you meet someone, and especially if you're a woman And you are really, in a place in your life that you want to attract, and a wonderful man, because there's amazing men out there. So you're like, I really want to attract an amazing man. Okay, cool. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But to be able to truly like attract someone, right? You also as a human being, you got to know how you're showing up. You got to know how, right?
Yeah.
You got to know like what it is that you truly are wanting to feel and why you even want to be in a relationship with another human being.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is it that you're wanting to feel? And what was the question that you just said a minute ago? You just said something that just triggered.
Yeah, I said that we usually pick that we choose someone because we see potential in them, not necessarily where they are, what they are showing us in the now moment or in the present.
Thank you for saying that. That's what I was going to say to you. So when I was explaining to you, like one of the main things is choosing correctly from the beginning. And it's like, okay, so how do we do that? And one thing is that when you meet someone in the beginning, that is, and then I want to say this about men. This is so important that you hear this. When you meet men, ladies, in the beginning, and you're dating, you just meet them. That is the ceiling as good as they're going to get.
Oh, good. Interesting.
Okay. I'm going to say it again. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, when you're meeting someone, men and women, we show up our best selves, right? We show up our best selves if we're not bullshitters. Okay. If there's, there's levels here, but in the beginning, when you're meeting someone, you're going to show up your best self. You're not going to show all the other colors yet. No, because there's layers to humans. Mm-hmm. You're going to show up the best. Okay. And what happens is when women are meeting men from the beginning, men are actually showing women who they are because they'll show you. And if you just give it a little time, it's not even that much time. As a matter of fact, I even say this. I said in statistics, well, we have learned also that it takes 90 days to form a pattern. The 90 days that shit will start coming out. So here we go. So back it up. So if you are meeting a man and you're getting to know a man, and you're thinking to yourself, let me do it. You're thinking, this is potential. Maybe, maybe if he wears clothes that are a little tighter, maybe if he, he seems smart. So maybe if he gets a job that's making more money, and then you start.
Or you can just tweak him a little bit, right?
Tweak him a little bit. And guess what? People don't want to be tweaked.
Yeah.
People don't want somebody else telling them what to do.
Especially the older we get.
People want to be able to, and I understand this, be who they are and be accepted for exactly where they're at in their life and who they are. And when you think about, and that's where women get in trouble. That's where they get in trouble because oftentimes they want to think that they're going to fix the man. You don't fix anybody. You are not a therapist, a mother. No. You are the lover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're exactly. A lover. And what you need to do as a woman, that's all your role is, to be the lover and allow another person to take care of their own life. And if that person, if you're already thinking in the beginning, I need to change him, or maybe I can, then he's not your guy. Then that's not going to work. I'm telling you right now from the bottom of my heart, it's not going to work. Ask women who have been in those positions and ask them, are you happy now? How is it working?
Exactly. And I've seen this amongst my friends, my family members, my clients, that they will spend months with a man or a woman and think that, well, I'm going to help them. I'm going to fix them. And this is common amongst the empathic community.
And it's not working for romantic relationships.
Exactly. Because and they're like, well, we're making headway. And I'm like, are you a therapist? Like, are you trying to be a therapist for this person that you are, dating?
Right. And we'll think about it. And then the question I asked them, I said, okay, so tell me because why are you with this person? How is the romance between you two? Are you guys having the time of your life? Are you guys having fun? Are you guys having passionate sex? Are you guys growing? And usually people are like, no. Okay. No. Right. Because you're trying to change another human being, and that's not cool.
Yeah. And two, another thing that I think is super important is if you want a soul aligned relationship, you need to align with your own soul first and figure out what it is that you truly desire and want. Because if you're trying to connect and, manifest the person of your dreams into your life, and you have all of these, belief systems or traumas or, just things attached to previous relationships, then you're going to continue to attract these into your life, right? Can we talk about that? How our belief systems around relationships actually affect our current relationships?
It really does. It really does. Because okay, I'm going to slow it down again.
Again, we're getting real excited.
I guess so. I'm so passionate about this work because this work actually works. And I'm going to slow it down a little bit because, like, remember I talked about in the beginning, there are some moving parts. There are moving parts. And we're talking about specifically me. I'm talking about specifically right now about a single woman looking for her person. Okay. Like, this is what I'm narrowing this down. Is that cool? Okay.
Yes.
So for that to happen, meaning if you are a single woman and you're finding yourself still not in that alignment relationship that you're wanting, okay, you really are, and you're like, I'm a good woman, what is happening? Or you find yourself, watch this, or you truly find yourself, no matter what you're doing, you're like, what is up? You either going to attract, you find yourself, you're either attracting what I call the nice guys that have no spine, that you're not going to have any chemistry with, and they're going to be the sweetest men. But again, we're not talking about a friendship, and we don't need to be with men because we just think they're sweet. No, we need passion. We need polarity.
Yeah.
We need polarity. Women want to be wanted. Women want to be, like totally a man to obviously, right? Like just devour that. We don't want to be like, oh, hi, how are you? No, you want it all. You want the passion, but you want a good human being. You want a good man, right?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so here we go. So if you're this woman and you're like, Charlene, this is strange because it's one or the other. I'm either attracting men that are, like I said, really nice,
or passive.
They're very passive. And you can tell these men are very, very much in their feminine energy.
Yes.
Okay, and it's okay. Hold on. Boom. And then the women say to me, seriously, they say to me, oh my God, what else? I don't understand what's happening. And I could tell me what's happening. Or I literally attract the jerks. The guys who are ghosting me, playing all the games,
the non-committals. Yeah.
They have all the issues with commitment. Seriously, emotionally
unavailable. It's like both sides of the spectrum, but you're like, I want that meaty substance in the middle. How do we get there?
And they're like, okay, this is just not happening anymore. Okay, cool. So remember, you and I, in the beginning, we had a little conversation because you are an energy person. So am I. We both are. So I'm going to go into this real quick. Okay. So how do we attract, right? Like, how do we actually attract the guys with no spine, okay? Or the guys are like, oh, I don't want that round. No, bye. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay, how do you do it? You got to go first inwards. You got to find out what's going on with you.
Yeah.
You got to find out what's going on, mama. What's going on, mama? What's going on? Why are we? And you got to look like this. You got to go, why I keep attracting these same type of energies? What kind of energy do I have? How am I showing up? Hold on, this is great. How am I showing up? Well, then you got to ask yourself some questions. You got to really ask yourself some questions. So these are the questions that I asked women. Here we go. These are great. So one of the first questions I asked a woman, I'm like, okay, cool. Okay. You want a man, you want alignment. What do you want? And when you're thinking about this, when you're thinking about a relationship, and when you're thinking about being with a man, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? in a relationship? What is it? The truth, like really, like break it down. So I'm going to tell you what I hear often the most. This is the what I hear often. It's always kind of in this order, which is fascinating to
That's
me.
funny. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So this is the order. This is the order. This is the, again, generalization. I've dealt with hundreds and hundreds of people, so I'm going to give you generalization. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I tell a woman, so how do you want to feel when you're with a man and you're thinking about a relationship? What is it? Because we're not talking about all the external stuff. That shit will just whatever. How do you want to feel? One of the number one things I'm telling you that women tell me, swear to you, Charlene, I want to feel safe.
Yeah. That's exactly what was in my
Yes.
mind. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's wonderful. And they say to me, Charlene, I want to feel safe. I want to be able to be with a man that I know that I'm going to be safe with, and not only safe in that way, but safe with who I am as a human being. I don't want someone to tear me apart. You know what I mean? Like just be emotionally crazy. I
Abusive.
want to
Right.
be safe. Yes, I don't want an abusive relationship. I want to feel safe. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Then I'm listening. I'm listening. Then I'm like, okay, what else? What is it you want to feel? And they always tell me this, like, Mama, I want to be seen. I want a man to literally choose me, claim me, want me. I want a man to know what he wants. I do not want wishy-washy.
Yes. No, I 100% agree with that. Absolutely.
Right? They don't want to, there's like, I want to feel chosen and claimed and wanted and pursued and chased.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really want. I want to feel that. I want to feel that I'm his woman. Perfect. How else do you want to feel? You're thinking about a romantic relationship. You're thinking about being with a man. What else do you want to feel? I want to be taken care of. Oh my gosh. I want to know that I'm taken care of and he has my back.
Yeah. And support. Mm-hmm.
And support me and loves me.
Love. Mm-hmm.
And I want to be accepted for who I am, Charlene. You know, I want to be accepted for who I am. It's exhausting having to fake it. It's exhausting having to, like, people please or this please. I just want to be me. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So then when I hear this, because this is the majority, but it's not everyone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what I help people. When I hear this is where I help. So when I hear this, I'm like, okay, so now I know what's going on here. You are really drawn, because we're talking energies. Mm-hmm. You're really drawn to the masculine because you are a feminine woman. And what's happening is what I tell women, there's a shift that needs to happen. And you don't understand this yet. I said, what's happening is you are actually drawn to the masculine. It's energies. But you yourself are in masculine energy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. And that's, Charlene, that's what I struggled with for many years in my life. And I grew up in a family where my parents were flipped like that. My mom had that masculine energy and my dad had more of the passive, feminine follower energy.
And so women can have it. You know that, hon. You know it's a spectrum. Okay. It can be in gay relationships, but again, to make it, it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter if it's two men, two women, a woman, a man, a woman. It doesn't
matter. It's all
matter.
energy.
We're talking about polarity. And I'm specifically talking about polarity and polarity in the sexual polarity, because sexual polarity is what makes it romantic. So let's make it very, very clear. To be romantic, sexual polarity, whereas the yin and the yang, the spice, the fun, the passion, there has to be opposite energies, period. Mm-hmm. You can have two people that are both in masculine energies and have a wonderful friendship and compatibility. You can have two women that are both in feminine energies and have a wonderful friendship and beautiful compatibility. But you can't have two feminine energies and make it romantic, because it's not.
It's like magnets. Yeah. The same biology. Energies will repel where the biology ones will attract.
It's science. This is not, we're not making this shit up. This is how our bodies are made. So then we got to learn what that is and why that is. We have to learn energies. If we're looking for romantic. Okay. And then one of the second things that's really, really important that I work with, women is, okay, so now we're learning energies. And I said, you got to go inwards. You really got to go inwards, right? You got to go inwards. So when you go inwards, what did you see, mama, growing up. Let's talk here. Okay.
Exactly.
What guy did you so dirty that after that relationship, and it could have been when you were 14 years old, I have no idea. What guy did something to you that you forever knew at that moment, at that time, that all men are this way?
Exactly. Or even
Yep,
rewind it back to your father too, you know? I mean,
100%.
what was that relationship like
100%.
as you were observing it as a child between your
100%. And,
parents?
and we know this in this world. We know, not everyone knows this, but a lot of people know this, that it really does. Like the from when you're born to about 7
Mhm.
around there, you are a sponge. You truly are a sponge. And however you were born into, so if you were born into, depending on your caregiver, or if you're born into a mother father, if you're born into just a mother, if you're born into a father, or you're born into a very hostile environment, or you're born into an environment that did not show a lot of love, there was no connection, all of that will start messing with your beliefs. And what happens is as you get older, and this is where I talk about the empowerment work. And as you get older, it's kind of like, as all of us as human beings, we start like getting layered up with stuff,
Yeah.
get layered up, right? And we start really believing this is who we are.
Yeah, I call belief systems BS. It's all a
Yes,
bunch of
yes.
BS.
We start really believing this is who we are. And we're holding on to all this stuff, and we have no idea we're holding on to it, but it manifests in other ways. It manifests when you are a woman trying to attract a good, amazing man. If your belief system that all men are jerks, that all men do this, that all men do that, then you know what? That's what you're going to continue on attracting, because we mirror
Mhm. What we
each other.
believe.
Okay, that's it. And so men are our mirrors.
It's very true.
It's
Hmm.
very true. So that would be the second thing. So the second thing is really understanding and really going inwards and doing that work. Because I would tell everyone, I said, take the time. Take the time for yourself as a human being to do that work. Like, seriously, do that work. Find out why you feel the way you do and why you believe what you believe, and find out if it's really true, and find out whose beliefs that you're holding on to that are actually not yours.
Exactly. Because your mom could have had a bad relationship with, romantic relationships. And then
Yep,
that she carries that down to you and tells
yep,
you your whole childhood,
yep.
these things. And then you begin to believe it,
Of course, of
you
course.
carry
And
it
then, like
through
again,
your whole life.
and then you're like, why am I not having good relationships? Why is this? Why is that? Why is this? I'm a good human being. What is going on? That's another part right there.
Mhm.
Then there's the third. Then there's a third. So how I do it. So I have this of a process that I take, I take women through. And I coined it. It's I call it my APA, align attraction formula. And really what it is if a woman is, again, looking, right, like really looking, and she keeps being in this place, and I just said to you that one of the what I know how she wants to feel, and I just realized I know that she's attracted to more of a masculine man. So because an alignment in a masculine man, if you are a feminine woman, you're going to have the alignment there. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to have the polarity. If he's a good person, you're a good person. You'll have the polarity. But to get that polarity and to be able to show up back in your feminine energies, because the energies are so amazing. Both energies are so important. They're just different. They're just different. And to get into that energy, what is happening? I know you know this
Hmm.
very well. When a woman is more in her masculine energy, there's nothing wrong with masculine energy. There's nothing wrong with the woman being masculine energy. But usually, what's happening is when women are more in their masculine energy, we are the ones that are doing all of it.
And we're in control.
We're in control. We do it all. We go, go, go. We do. We're busy, busy, busy.
And
We
then
tell
we complain about it.
then we're exhausted. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm doing too much. Oh my God. And you're not happy, and you're depleted, because I'm telling you, women weren't meant to be no workhorse. Are you
Mm-mm.
kidding me? Oh my gosh. And it is what it is, but we have to be aware of what's happening. Society has literally have told women now, oh yeah, the more you work, the more you go, the more successful, the more this, the better you're gonna be, the happier you're gonna be. Well, I'm noticing there's not a lot of happy women out there.
No, and
No.
we aren't, and we're attracting the more feminine, the men
And we're
in more
attracting
feminine
men,
energies.
and we're attracting men that they are expecting us to be the mother.
The
They're
lead.
expecting us to, no, it's the mother. They're not even lead. They're like, no, because it's not even romantic anymore. Yeah, I'm like, it's like that woman, it's like that mother energy. It's like they want, the mother to
Nurturing.
bear them and all. No, again, how is that going to work? And it's going to sound ridiculous. I mean, nobody wants to sleep with their mom. Nobody wants to sleep with a dad. Nobody wants to sleep with a child. Like, come on. I mean, we want to have sexy, mature, passionate relationships, right? So if a woman is really actually attracted to the masculine, and what is the masculine? I'll tell you what the hell a masculine man is. Oh, hey.
Oh, when you see one and feel one, you're like,
because let me tell you something. A masculine man is not going to compete with you. Oh, no, hon. He's not looking for a woman to for her to take care of him. No. He's actually in a space in his life that he feels really secure who he is. And he is wanting, because it's in his biology. Because that's what I tell people. I said, listen, when I said that men and women are different species, it really is, because we can talk all we want and we can talk about psychology and all that kind of stuff, but you can't change biology, everyone. I'm sorry, you can't change the biology. And so if we're talking again, a man, and he's in his masculine, his biology, right? Who is, it's a part of who he is. And we are wanting to attract that. But if we are in our masculine also, we're up in our head, mama. We're up in our head. Oh man, women have lost the ability. It's not our fault. I swear it's not our fault. But we have lost the ability to feel. We're up. We're now here up. When you ask a woman, like, how do you feel? Like the feeling, like they don't even allow themselves to feel anymore. And when you lose that ability, when you lose what you are actually, how you were born, because remember, we were meant, like our bodies were here to create life. And when you're creating life, you just sit back. There's not much you have to do, because you're already internally, we're internal, we create life. Okay. So when we don't have our what I call it, our sixth sense, our ability to really
our
feel,
intuition,
and it's the feeling, and it's even more than that. It is truly, it's something that a woman has that a man doesn't have, because of how we were born. And when we get back into that, this energy starts shifting. It's a different energy, and it's a different energy, and you start showing up differently. You start, are like literally able to start relaxing, leaning back,
being more present in your body,
and receiving.
Yes.
Receiving.
Yeah, because our feminine energy is the receiving and the masculine energy is the giving.
Yes. And so the masculine, they're ready. They're like, they're smelling out those feminines, because they are drawn. Think about this. The masculine is very drawn to the feminine, because the feminine is so free and flowing. The masculine is so still. So he's like, oh, this is wonderful. Wonderful. And I always tell women, I said, listen, this is the deal too. Relax, because guess what? You're the one in the end that get to choose. They will, like men will, you know what I mean? If you just allow yourself to just, be in flow and have a good time and relax and not worry about all the stuff. Don't go on dates like you're like on a job interview. Boring. Like, really, go on a date and just chill out. Go on a date and realize that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Go on a date and just get to know, different people. Get to know men. Get to see what's out there. Get to see what you're enjoying. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I teach this process that I teach women. I call it the funnel. So I teach them how to date differently. I teach them how, because men know how to date. So I'm like, okay, we're going to learn how to date. We're going to learn how to come back and be in a different place. Because when you learn how to date and you're getting different energies, and you're trusting your body, you'll attract. I swear.
It will. And I've noticed this, Charlene, because I started to work with the energies. Once I started to, like you said, number 2, go within, figure out what the heck is going on. All that masculine energy that I have been carrying my whole life was attracting these very passive men in my life. And I'm like,
tell me about that. I really, no, this is awesome. Oh, see, perfect. Oh my God, you're crazy. I love it. I love it. Okay. So you were saying to me that your mother was already, and you only know what you know, right? You only know
exactly.
What you know. Your mother's masculine, had this energy. So you're like, okay, this is how women do it.
Exactly.
We do it. We look at how we do it. And so now you're going on as an adult woman or a teenager, whatever. What starts happening? What are you noticing?
Yeah. So I noticed, so as a child, my mom would tell me too, you don't need a man in your life. You can do it all on your own. So I already had that mindset.
Oh, man. Oh no, Mama.
My dad is the most loving, caring, compassionate, but I've got to say, my mom wears the pants in the relationship most of the time. And so I grew up. Now I will say, Dad, I've been working with my dad. He is shifting his energy, and so is my mom. I'm not here to rag on them, but
no. And I don't think I don't think you're ragging on them. And this is the reality for every human being. It's not about we're ragging on the parents. It's just about that our parents are just like us. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. Okay,
exactly.
That's it. I swear to God, like, you can't be mad at parents anymore. Sometimes, unless there are evil people. Okay. But I'm talking like generalization, parent, we all mess up. We have no idea what we're doing. I'm a mother of 5 kids. Trust me, it takes time. Okay, go.
Exactly. So as I moved through my relationships, I had a very, very close, loving relationship in high school, which was amazing. We connected well. We were both fire signs. There was passion. It was love. But then boom, cheat. And I'm like, so then you get that program of, when I fall in love, I get cheated on, right? So that stood with me for a long time, for many years, right?
Yeah,
that played out in my marriage as well. So then I started to see this through my early 30s until I started to learn about polarities and energies and masculine and feminine. So I looked at it like a science experiment. I'm like, okay, all right, I see what I'm doing.
Yes.
I see this energy. I'm going to shift it now. I'm going to bring that more flowy, feminine, receiving energy. I started watching Hallmark movies nonstop, literally Hallmark. I attracted an amazing man into my life.
Oh my God, you're adorable. If you were here, I would hug you. You're like, it really worked.
It really worked. But the weird thing is so funny. I was the emotionally unavailable one at the time. It was like, I was using masculine.
You were in your masculine.
I was in my masculine, but I did attract a man who he was everything that you said in the masculine. He was beautiful. He was lovely. He was wonderful. But I just was in a space where I was in my masculine in my work. I couldn't focus on a relationship.
It's a shift. That's what I tell women. It's just a shift. You just got to shift. It's like a windshield. Shift. Okay. So what happened? Are you still with that one or not?
That was many years ago. And then I started to attract these beautiful men in my life, but I am single now. And I actually am enjoying being single. And I have a much better understanding of when I'm in these different energies. And I do relate that to the people that I meet and the men that I meet, and, just dating and realizing, wow, years ago when I was dating, I was attracting the spineless ones or the ones that were waiting for me to tell them what to do, and now it's like, ooh, I'm noticing a different
alignment
shift.
Or like enjoying yourself, and that's another thing. When we are aware and we do this, it's not like when you go out, it's not like you're every person you're going to have this complete alignment with. No, that's not the point. The point is you're going to start seeing and attracting different men that they might end up just being totally, it's not going to be, you know, your lover, but it might have a different way to look at men and have a nice friendship with someone, you know, have a nice friendship with another man. And so it really does, because this actually, this energy, it works also like in every area. So it works like in the workplace. You know, I remember coaching a lady. This is awesome. And she, I swear you, she really, really, really had this belief system about men, that, you know, men were always trying to put women down, or men didn't think women were smart. It's just, she really had this belief system. So she was working with men, a lot of men in her workplace. She worked in an office, and she just complained a lot because she said that, you know, they were jerks or all this kind of stuff. So we did some work. And because she came to me not for romantic, it came for me for some other stuff, but we did some work. And I helped her, and she did it herself. I just guided her to the water. She
Of
drank.
course.
Yeah. And so, but she did this work, and immediately, oh my goodness, it was amazing. She said, I shifted. And I just noticed something. As soon as I shifted, these guys that I told you that I used to work with that were fucking, oh, excuse me, they were jerks. All of a sudden, they were coming to me and be like, hey, Pam, can I help you? And I was like, what is happening right now? And they're like, hey, Pam, do you want me to? And she's like, what is happening right now? Because she had a different energy around them. She wasn't trying to control them. She wasn't actively
or demasculate them,
or
right?
demasculating them. I always say cut the balls off. You know what I mean? Like, she just wasn't doing that. She actually was just being and just, you know, just chilling out.
Being her natural feminine self.
Yes, 100%. And when she did that, when she stopped, you know, like analyzing the guys and thinking, she ended up having like really great co-worker experience with men. And these men like really want to help, which is amazing. But that's what they really do. They really, if we allow that space for them to show up, they want to help. They want to do that. They want to be in that energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, it's tough in the workplace. For me, it was until I started to understand the energies. Yes. Is that you do feel like the feminine is more of a weaker energy, but it's really not. It's really not. And I think as women who are in, you know, that balls to the wall workplace corporate environment, that they have to keep up with the men, that they feel when they're in their feminine, they feel weaker. And I went through that belief system, which I'm like, that's not true. That's not true.
And there is a shift. So like I said, if us more, when we are in a certain, like if we are in our leadership positions and we are in our certain places in the workplace, and that is, as a woman, a position that we need to take, right? Like if we are, you know, in a workplace and we're the boss, we're the leaders, we are the decision makers, you know, there's nothing wrong with being in our masculine energy, because that masculine energy, we get shit done. Like that's right. And that's beautiful. But you can, but when you're thinking also in being in that masculine, so all energies are wonderful. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with energies. It's just shifting it. So when you're in your masculine and you're in your workplace and you know who you are and you know what's going on, if you are the leader and the boss, then you have to be in a different energy. Okay. But when we're talking about romantic, and you're a woman that's attracted to those men that I just said, a man that you're going to feel safe with, a man that's going to be respecting you, all that kind of good stuff, a man that's not going to compete with you, a man that's not, you know, wanting to change you. You don't need to change him. You don't need to take care of him. He can take care of himself. He knows how to wash his own clothes. Please. Seriously.
Exactly. You know, like, seriously. Feed himself.
Let him feed himself. Let him take his own showers.
Sometimes. No.
And don't worry. And don't worry if he leaves the house. You don't have to say, "Oh, be careful." No, he's going to look at you like, "Why are you asking me to be careful?" Of course, I'm the man. I'm the one that's going to take care of you, hon. What the hell? You know what I mean? Like, just relax. I tell people all the time, for real. You meet someone, you're dating, you have passion, you're having fun, you get married, you still date, period. That's it. You don't shift it. We don't need to do what we see. And if it's the majority of people and you're watching all this shit and you realize that no one's happy, if the majority is going to the right, make sure you go to the left.
Yeah, break the cycle.
It's not working, because we're not having a good relationship over here. These are the relationships to the right, honestly, that are battling, because everyone's like, people honestly think that that's how relationships are. They think, oh, that no, that's actually not true.
No.
That's actually not true. Relationships are not supposed to be battling. Relationships, please hear this. Romantic relationships are supposed to enhance your life. They don't detract your life. They don't detract from your life, because a romantic relationship, when you have alignment and you're in flow, is where you go for your peace. It's where you go for your comfort. It's where you go for your safety. Mm-hmm. Because if you can't walk into your house and have peace, oh, something's up. Something's up. Something's not right. Something is not right, because you better be able to walk into your house and have peace, because the outside world is rough. And the outside world, you got the mean people and these people and that people, and people being mean and people telling you mean stuff and people that no, in your relationship with your partner is safety.
It is. And when, there's nothing better than feeling, and I said this, when I had that true masculine partner, yes. I felt so safe and I could trust falling into my feminine energy. Yes. And I didn't even know what that felt like until I had attracted that partner. And I was kind of battling it within myself in the beginning, because it was like, can I trust doing this? Can I trust receiving? Yes. Can I trust sitting back in this feminine energy? Yes. Can I trust him? And it took us a little bit in the beginning of that relationship, but then it really did flourish, and it was a beautiful relationship. And
that's wonderful. Yes. And that's what it is. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about with, when you get out of that masculine, right? Because you've been in your masculine, a lot, and you probably shift a lot. But when you are really have been in that masculine and you're wanting to get back in the feminine, is really learning how to also release that frozen energy. Mm-hmm. So that's the third thing that I teach. I teach feminine embodiment, because if a woman is truly in her masculine and she's like, can't shift it, really what's happening is has this frozen tension. And usually the frozen tension, like I said, is past trauma stuck in our bodies that we're not even aware, or like those breakups. Mm-hmm. So there's a practice to allow a woman to start feeling again.
That's awesome. And I love that. I love that through movement. And I do a lot of that. I eliminate people's heart walls, because like you said, we just brick by brick by brick, every relationship is, building up. And then our hearts are like, stand back. I'll only let you get this close. Right. And then it's like, no, being able to freely flow into that feminine energy, be able to receive love. I think for me, that was tough. Just being able to receive love. I would, even compliments, people would say compliments and I'd be like, and then
it was like weird, right? It was like
weird. My body would feel weird. And now I'm like, oh no, I received that compliment.
Oh, you're like, thank
you so much. I'm like, ooh, like, the purring cat, rubbing on. Ooh, yeah.
You're like, I was missing out. Like, I'm like, oh, receive. You're beautiful. Thank you so much.
I know. Oh, thank you so much. I received that.
I received it. And it feels so good because I'm feeling it. Yeah, I know. That's such a good point. That's such a good point that you just made, because it really is, when you talk to a lot of women, right? They have the hardest time accepting a compliment. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, mama.
I know.
You know what I mean? And it's because I'm telling you, they're up in here. They're thinking, they're worried about the people. They gotta relax a little bit. Gotta chill out. Receive.
Oh my gosh, Charlene, I love this conversation. And I know we could talk so much longer.
I know.
But how do people reach out to you? Where can they go to learn more, to maybe schedule a session with you?
Yes.
They can shift their polarities.
Okay, yeah. So I'm all over. So I'm just going to say, this week, which is really cool, I just launched my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is Charlene Byars, Byars. And it's actually, my YouTube channel is Charlene Byars, but the name of the channel is called Chosen, because it is my signature program that I take people through. So on my YouTube channel, I have little snippets of, polarity, feminine energies, relationships, and all the good stuff. So that's a great place. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, and I also have a website, which is, and you can get to know me better there. If you're a social media person, I got you. If you're, more of a website person, I got you.
Exactly.
And my website is charlenebyars.com. And what else? And you can always, like, if this is something that is resonating with you, if you're a single woman and you're hearing this and you're like, I want to hear more about this, I would truly suggest for you to just book a free, I call it a love breakthrough call. And what I do is I really find out what has been going on, like where are you at and what are the blocks and how you're not able to really get what you're truly desiring. So we'll talk about that and we'll really help you come up with a roadmap and send you off. So that's something that I offer, and you can always look through, like, let's just say, for an example, on, how you have them on Instagram or on any of the social medias, I have a little link there that's called Linktree, and it gives you all the options. So you can see, you can see how to get in touch with me for TikTok. You can get all my links are there. And I'm a columnist, and I write a monthly article for a woman's magazine called Simply Woman Magazine. And I have some great articles, and I write about relationships and polarity, but you can also write to me and I can answer it in one of the articles. So I have people write to me all over the world. I'm kind of like the modern Carrie Bradshaw.
I was going to say, it's like, I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie right now. Like, this is awesome. Modern
Carrie Bradshaw. And for the older generation, because I'm older, I'm old, I'm in my 50s. But for the older ones, I'm like the Dear Abby.
Oh, yeah. I remember Dear Abby.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. Okay, I'm not that old. Okay, Dear Abby, you're right. Anyway. Yes. And so that's it. So I do a lot of social media, a lot of stuff, but I would love for you to start there.
My gosh. So there's so many ways to connect with you. And
so many ways
out there, if you resonated with this program today, then please reach out to Charlene. Yeah. You don't need to continue to attract partners that are, completely out of alignment with what you desire. You can shift your energies, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of guidance to learn how to do that. And you will see results when you begin to do that. So thank you, Charlene. Thank you for bringing your energy today. I love it. This was such a fun topic and fun conversation. And I thank you so much for coming on the show today.
I thank you. Thank you so much. You are awesome. And I really enjoyed talking to you today.
You deserve to navigate your life as an empath in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance. To learn more about the services that I provide, including Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis, EFT Tapping, and the Emotion Code, visit my website at www.thesoulcafe.org.